Morning, everybody. Welcome to Pi Academy, the place for mathematics and science. Dear students, let's continue the chapter acids, bases, and salts. So we are in the last part of this chapter. So before going to that, first we shall just recall the important preparation of some of the important salts which we discussed in yesterday's class. Particularly in this chapter, we focused on preparation of the salts which are prepared, the chemicals which are prepared from sodium chloride, and in addition with that, two more important chemicals were known, that is gypsum and POP, including the bleaching powder. Just we shall recall the important points. First one is preparation of caustic soda, nothing but sodium hydroxide, right? How to prepare this? Yes, anybody? How do you prepare the caustic soda? Which process is involved in the preparation of caustic soda?
Sir, unmute your audio. Unmute your audio, sir. Unmute your audio.
Chloralkali process. It is the process of electrolysis of concentrated solution of sodium chloride, right? Then it can be written as here NaCl plus H2O, which is called it is a concentrated solution of sodium chloride, which is called right. Then when electricity is passed through this, what happens? It undergoes decomposition reaction to produce the compounds called sodium hydroxide NaOH plus chlorine, then hydrogen. And could you tell the electrode nearby which hydrogen is formed?
Cathode.
Cathode or anode? It is cathode. Then
Anode.
chlorine gas is formed nearby anode. What about sodium hydroxide?
Cathode.
Formed nearby cathode. And these three, that is sodium hydroxide, chlorine, and hydrogen, these three are called products of chloralkali process. So which among these is used as a fuel for rockets? It is hydrogen.
Hydrogen.
For preparing in the preparation of soaps and detergents.
NaOH.
Sodium hydroxide, which is used in the in making the plastic like PVC, polyvinyl chloride.
Chlorine.
Which among these is used as a bleaching agent?
Chlorine.
Which among these three products is used in the process of hydrogenation?
Hydrogen.
It is hydrogen. That only name is there. Hydrogenation. Hydrogen is used in that process. Hydrogenation means converting vegetable oil into vegetable ghee by adding hydrogen. So please do remember these important points. Next, after that, we come across the two important salts. One is washing soda, second one is baking soda, right? Then how do you prepare washing soda? Washing soda can be prepared by passing ammonia and
carbon dioxide
into the brine solution. Here I write brine solution NaCl H2O, that is concentrated solution of sodium chloride. When you pass carbon dioxide and ammonia, it produces the compound. It produces the compounds called one is
sodium
bicarbonate.
Sodium bicarbonate.
Ammonium chloride.
Ammonium chloride solution NH4Cl in numerical water into very good. Or else NH4Cl aqueous. Then and whether it is solid or liquid,
Solids are precipitate.
Precipitate, and it should be separated out from the solution. How?
By filtration.
After filtration, it is to be dried. After dry, then the sodium bicarbonate is heated What happens when sodium bicarbonate is heated?
It gives out sodium carbonate, hydrogen
Decomposition
and
reaction
carbon
is
dioxide.
called
And carbon dioxide.
And carbon.
thermal decomposition reaction to produce the compounds called sodium carbonate Na2CO3 plus carbon dioxide plus water. Here we want sodium carbonate and this it is an anhydrous sodium carbonate and means which has no water. Now we will go for recrystallizing this, which means it is to be dissolved in water.
Water.
Na2CO3 plus 10H2O. On crystallization, every 1 formula unit mass of sodium carbonate will absorb 10 molecules of water
Molecules of
to form sodium carbonate decahydrate. This is washing
Washing
soda.
soda.
Please do remember, chemical formula of washing soda is Na2CO3 10H2O and its chemical name is sodium carbonate decahydrate. Next, the third salt called, which is sodium bicarbonate. Even we have come to know how to prepare that. Only the first step is to be followed. That is, when carbon dioxide and ammonia gases are passed into the brine solution, that is NaCl plus H2O, which is nothing but concentrated solution of sodium chloride. Then it produces the compound called sodium
Bicarbonate
bicarbonate
and
then
ammonium chloride.
ammonium chloride solution. So this sodium bicarbonate is separated out by a process called filtration. So this is how baking soda
Baking
is
soda.
prepared. Baking soda is prepared. Next, after this, we have come across the next compound called bleaching powder. What is the chemical formula of bleaching powder?
CaOCl2.
CaOCl2. And chemical name is
Calcium oxychloride.
chloride. Calcium oxychloride. How to obtain this bleaching powder?
By passing
By
chlorine
passing
gas into
chlorine gas
calcium oxide.
over calcium hydroxide, dry calcium hydroxide, CaOH twice. Then these two undergo chemical reaction to form a compound called CaOCl2 plus
Calcium
S2.
oxychloride plus water.
Bleaching powder, calcium oxychloride. It is the bleaching powder. This is how we obtain bleaching powder. Once I repeat, when you pass chlorine gas over calcium hydroxide, dry calcium hydroxide, it produces the compound called calcium oxychloride. Next, then we come across the next salt called, it is calcium sulfate hemihydrate. Which is that?
POP.
It is
Plaster of Paris.
plaster of Paris.
Paris.
POP. And to prepare POP, we used one more compound containing calcium
Gypsum.
sulfate. How long?
Gypsum.
Gypsum.
Gypsum. What is its chemical name?
Calcium sulfate
Calcium
dihydrate.
sulfate dihydrate.
Calcium sulfate dihydrate, and its chemical formula is
CaOSO4
SO4 H2O.
2S2. CaSO4 2S2O. Then this compound is used for preparing plaster of Paris, POP. We know that heating of gypsum should be controlled, right? The reason is when its temperature crosses 100
Loses
degrees
its water
Celsius,
content.
then it loses all the amount of water present in it and becomes
Dead bird plastic.
POP, which cannot be used for any other purpose. So that is why heating of gypsum should be controlled.
100 degrees.
Let this calcium sulfate dihydrate, nothing but gypsum, is heated to a temperature of 100 degrees Celsius, nothing but 273 Kelvin, then it loses 3/4 amount of water and produces a compound called CaSO4 or S2
H2O plus
plus 100 of S2.
100 of
This compound, that is CaSO4 of H2O, is called plaster of Paris, POP. Followed. Please do remember the chemical name of POP is calcium sulfate hemihydrate. Calcium sulfate hemihydrate. I think this much was discussed in the last class, right? Only for the sake of comparison, so that we can understand easily. Once I start all the all the preparation, sodium hydroxide, then sodium carbonate, sodium bicarbonate, bleaching powder, and POP. Then what is the one more information which we had already discussed in yesterday's class? What is the other way of writing this chemical equation in the preparation of POP? It is
2CaSO4
2 of CaSO4 plus H2O
4
by heating.
H2O. What 2 times 2 into calcium sulfate, then 4 H2O. You can also write like this. Then when it is heated to a temperature of 100 degrees Celsius, then you will get calcium sulfate. 2 molecules of calcium sulfate will contain 1 molecule of water. Then 3 molecules of water get separated. This is the chemical equation which you must remember. Okay. Now, let's continue
Sir,
this concept.
sir, if
We have
the
already come
gypsum,
through the preparation of POP. Now we have to focus on the physical properties, physical properties of POP. Then whether it is available in amorphous form or crystalline form. Hope that you might have seen that the POP on touching you can come to know that it will be soft. It will be like a powder, right? So it is in amorphous form. Then what is its color? Color of POP.
White.
It is
White.
white.
white,
Even you might have noticed that usually POP is stored in moisture-proof containers, or it is to be stored in plastic bags, right? What may be the reason for this?
it will get hard surface.
React with the moisture and again get into which does not contain the setting property.
Very good. See, when it comes in contact with the moisture, that is, when it comes in contact with the water, it becomes hard mass. It set into hard mass, and this solid cannot be used for making the different items through different items. This is why we go for storing the POP in moisture-proof container or moisture-proof bags. Then it has some uses, and before that, just go for writing the important properties of POP. Properties of POP. And all these points are important only. It is white powder. White powder. In bracket you can write amorphous. It is a white powdery mass. When it comes in contact with water, it is set into hard mass. So write that one. It sets into hard mass. Hard mass when it comes in contact with water. Then it should be stored in. It should be stored in moisture-proof container. Moisture-proof containers or bags. Moisture-proof containers or bags. It has some important users. Users of POP. Important users of POP. Now listen, we are very familiar with the uses of POP. Mainly it is used for making the statues. Next, it is also used for making the surfaces smooth. Then it is used for
Hospitals.
design. It is used for making the chalk piece as well. Then it is used
Used
for
in
making
hospitals.
the toy. And it is used for making the cheaper ornaments. But the important one among all these, it is mainly it is used for placing. It is mainly it is used for for setting the bone into the broken bone into the right position. So we will go for using this POP for that purpose. So among all these, just I'll give you three important uses. Even it is also used for making the fireproof materials. So these are the uses. So write them. First one is it is used as a fireproofing material. As fireproof material. Fireproof material. Next one, it is used for fractured bone to set into the right position. Set into the right position. Next, the chemistry laboratory used in chemistry laboratory for sealing air gaps in the operators. Air gaps in the operators. For sealing air gaps in the operators. Generally, we can write many. Now we are moving to the next part of this chapter. The next part of this chapter, we will go for discussing about the crystallization of salts. Nothing but the salts which contain water, fixed amount of water molecules. What do you call them? They are called hydrated salts. Hydrated salts. Let's know about it. Right. Crystallization salt in bracket, right? Hydrated salts. Hydrated salts. Listen. We are very familiar with many salts. Whether all the salts are dry or do they contain some amount of water? Definitely. So because of the presence of water, water in them, the crystals, the shape of the crystals will be differ from one to one. And even we can also see the color of the salts will be differ from one to one. So size and shape of the crystals as well as for the color of the salts, the fixed amount of water molecules present in the salt is responsible. So this, the fixed number of water molecules present in the salt, it is called a hydrated salt. It is also called the crystallization of salt. Let me give you an example for that. As we are very familiar with the salt called copper sulfate, which we are very familiar with. It is Na2CO3 10S2. What it is? It is washing soda. It is hydrated sodium carbonate. Hydrated sodium carbonate. Here, in one molecule of sodium carbonate,
10 molecules.
10 molecules of water. 10 molecules of water. In one formula unit, what is the one formula unit mass of sodium carbonate? We are very familiar with calculating that formula unit mass. Here we have 2 atoms of sodium, 1 atom of carbon, and 3 atoms of oxygen. I'm taking only this salt. Now, what is the atomic mass of sodium?
23.
It is 23. Carbon, it is 12. Oxygen, it is
18.
16. 16. Now 23 twos are 46. 12 ones are 12. 63 are 48. 48, 50, 60. 60 plus 46.
106.
106 unified mass. In every one formula unit mass, that is 106 unified mass of sodium carbonate contains 10 molecules of water. Another 10 molecules of water here. Got it? And we call such salt as hydrated salt or crystallization of salt. In the same way, even we are also familiar with some other hydrated salts like POP, plaster of Paris is an hydrated salt. Then could you tell that molecular formula? POP.
Yes, for after step.
PaSO4 half H2O, which means every 2 molecules of calcium sulfate contains 1 molecule of water. That's the meaning. Then, in the same way, gypsum, CaSO4,
2H2O.
2H2O.
Every 1 molecule of calcium sulfate contains 2 molecules of water. Got it? Next, similarly, we are also very familiar with copper sulfate, CuSO4. It is also an hydrated salt. They may ask you to write the chemical formulas. Hydrated copper sulfate. How do you write? It is CuSO4 5H2O, which means every
1 molecule of
1 molecule of copper sulfate contains 5 molecules of water. Or else, every 1 formula unit mass of copper sulfate contains 5 molecules of water. In the same, then you all know that the color of this copper sulfate, what it is? It is sky blue. Sky blue color. This color is due to the presence of this fixed number of water molecules. If all the amount of water molecule is removed, what happens? It loses its color and changes to
colorless.
white. Got it? Then similarly, another one. Light green color salt is there. Pale green color salt is there.
FeSO4, iron sulfate.
FeSO4. Iron sulfate. This color is due to the presence of fixed number of water molecules in one formula unit
7H2O.
mass of iron sulfate.
7H2O.
Very good. It is 7 molecules of water is present. It is to the compulsory and particular. So these are some important hydrated salts.
Salts.
ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೊಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ write the chemical formula of the following hydrated salts. Any one or two, any 2 or 4 may be given. So ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಇದಿಷ್ಟಲ್ಲೇ ಕೊಡೋದು because these are there in our NCERT textbook. Now you write about crystallization of salt. What is crystallization of salt? If a formula unit mass of a salt contains the fixed number of water molecules in it, then it is called an hydrated salt, also called crystallization of salt. Definition can also be expected. So write down that. Right. How do you write the definition? If one formula unit mass of a salt contains, if one formula unit mass of a salt contains a fixed number of water molecules, fixed number of water molecules, fixed number of water molecules, then the salt is called, then it is called crystallization of salt, or also called, it is also called water of crystallization. Now write all the possibilities. Crystallization of salt in bracket, water of crystallization, also called hydrated salt. You can also write the definition like this. If the fixed number of water molecules is present in one formula unit mass of salt, then it is called water of crystallization or hydrated salt. Then write the example. Which we are very familiar. One is washing soda. It is Na2CO3 10H2O, sodium carbonate decahydrate. Then CaSO4 2H2O, calcium sulfate dihydrate, which is called gypsum. CaSO4 half H2O, calcium sulfate hemihydrate, which is called PO.
POP.
Next, CuSO4 5H2O. It is hydrated copper sulfate. Now, let me write chemical formula of hydrated iron sulfate. That is FeSO4 7H2O. FeSO4 7H2O. Now let us come to know what happens when hydrated salts are heated. We can learn this under the heading called action of heat on hydrated salts. Right. Side. Action of heat on hydrated salt. Action of heat on hydrated salt. Overall, okay. Just observe. Don't go for writing anything. So we have action of heat on hydrated salt. That is nothing but we should come to know what happens when heat is given to any hydrated salt. Let me go for taking any one of these hydrated salts. I'll take copper sulfate. Iron sulfate under okay, no problem at all. Iron sulfate, and here let me go for taking a test tube. In this, the crystals of iron sulfate is taken, FeSO4 7S2O. It is hydrated iron sulfate. Then fix it to the test tube holder. Then after that, it should be introduced into the Bunsen burner flame. Here I'll draw that. This is the Bunsen burner. Then start providing heat to the test tube containing hydrated iron sulfate. On heating, you'll notice that the water droplets will start connecting near the mouth of the test tube. Actually, it should be tilted a bit more. Then again, it may come back. These water droplets may come back. That's why it should be tilted a bit more. Water droplets are connected. And at the same time, you have to notice this.
The color,
We all know that color of iron sulfate is light green color. And as the water droplets will be collecting near the mouth of the test tube, at the same time, here also the color will start disappearing. This green color, it will turn to
colorless.
White.
white get turned. Followed. Then stop providing the heat. Then add water to it. Just few drops of water. But
Green.
it regains the color. But the green color. Followed. Here I'll write. See that FeSO4 7S2O. When it is heated, so its color is pale green. When it is heated, we will get an anhydrous iron sulfate. That is just FeSO4. Then all the amount of water get separated. Then when all the amount of water is removed, it will turn to white color. Then let us take this white color iron sulfate, FeSO4. On crystallization, order of crystallization, that means you will go for adding water to it. On adding water, it absorbs. Again, 7 molecules of water. You 10 molecules add ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 7 molecules absorb ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು in a remaining 3 molecules will be as it is, and which will be used for converting this into solution. So here, just we have taken 7 molecules of water. It will turn to again pale green color. It is white, and it becomes FeSO4 7S2. It is pale green. What it is also an example for a reversible reaction. Reversible, whatever the reactants are there, on heating, we'll get the products. Then on cooling, that is by adding water, again, we'll get the same compound. It is a reversible reaction. Suppose you get iron sulfate after providing heat. When that heat given is continuous heat ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ when heat is given to
It decomposes into ferric oxide, sulfur dioxide, and sulfur trioxide.
Very good, very good. Which we have already come across in first chapter only. Chemical reactions and equations. When heat is given continuously to iron sulfate, it undergoes decomposition reaction to produce the compounds called. Now, Fe2O3. That is iron oxide. What will be its color? What color irutte? It will be brown.
Brown.
Brown color irutte. Then you will also
SO2.
experience the smell of coughing. You will experience coughing by inhaling the smell of the released gas, which indicates now sulfur dioxide. Then, and after that, you will experience the smell of rotenate. That indicates sulfur trioxide is also
sulfur trioxide.
released. When FeSO4, anhydrous FeSO4 heated continuously, then it undergoes decomposition reaction to produce iron oxide, sulfur dioxide, and sulfur trioxide. From this activity, we can also come to know that all salts are not dry. They contain water. You can also conduct this activity by taking these as well. Copper sulfate, it is sky blue color. When you provide heat to that, then after when all the amount of water get removed, it will turn to white. ಮತ್ತೆ ನೀವು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ water na add ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ it will turn to sky blue. Yes, that you have written the action of heat on hydrated salts, right? Adale question mark. It was given in the examination. Right? The question. Right. Are the crystals of salts really dry? Or the crystals of salt really dry? Question mark. Explain the activity with the neat level diagram. Explain the activity or this experiment. This can also be asked like this. Explain the action of heat on hydrated salt. Explain the action of heat on hydrated salt. With a neat level diagram. Yes, go for it. Drawing the figure. And ಮತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ explanation ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡೋಣ. Just you draw the figure. Draw a boiling tube. A test tube which is used for heating. Draw with me. This is a test tube. Then draw a test tube holder. Draw a test tube holder. This is test tube holder. is the handle. Next, we'll take some crystal salt, iron sulfate. Of course, we shall go for leveling it. Then draw the Bunsen burner. This is Bunsen burner. It is an experiment table. Now we'll start providing heat. Then you will come to know the droplets of water will be collected near the mouth of the test. And the color of the solution will also start turning to white. Now go for leveling. It is test tube holder. Test tube holder. Next, these are water droplets. Water droplets. Next, this is a boiling tube, also called test tube. Boiling tube. Next, this is hydrated iron sulfate. Hydrated iron sulfate. In bracket, you may also write its chemical form. That is FeSO4, 7S2. This is Bunsen burner. Bunsen burner. And write chemical equation with respect to this. Right. Chemical equation is, it is FeSO4, 7H2O. Hydrated iron sulfate. What is its color? It is pale green. Then it should be heated. On heating, it loses all the amount of water and produces the compound called FeSO4. Then write 7H2O. This is white color iron sulfate. Then we will write FeSO4, which is white in color. Then we will add water to it. Every formula unit mass of iron sulfate will absorb 7 molecules of water and produces again pale green color FeSO4. Nothing but hydrated iron sulfate. It is pale green. Then below that, when heat is given continuously to the hydrated iron sulfate, when heat is given or supplied given to the hydrated iron sulfate, iron sulfate continuously, then it decomposes into, still that decomposes into
Ferric oxide,
Ferric oxide,
ferric
sulfur
oxide,
dioxide,
sulfur dioxide,
and sulfur
and
trioxide.
sulfur trioxide.
And sulfur trioxide. And write the chemical equation with respect to it is FeSO4, then 7S2, hydrated alternate organelle sulfur. Then water gets removed, we will get FeSO4 as it is heated continuously. We will get Fe2O3 SO2 plus SO3 plus H2. You can write that. Oh. Shall I rub this? They have PV.
Wait, sir.
With this, all the concepts are completed, but we had left one. You remember that? When I was giving you
Uses of
information
pH
about
in daily life.
power of hydrogen ion concentration, nothing but pH. We discussed about pH of acids, bases, as well as even salts also. And with respect to pH, one concept is there. This pH will play a very important role in our day-to-day life. So how this is now, we'll go for discussing about importance of pH or the role of pH in everyday life. Shall I rub this? Chinmay MK, have you returned? Okay. Nishka, have you returned? Motashim, Suchit, Adya, have you returned? Remove that pillow. Slide it. Role of pH in everyday life. pH in everyday life.
ಲೇ ಅನೂಪ್ ಎಮ್ಮೆ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ನಿನ್ಗೆ? ಅನೂಪ್ ಎಮ್ಮೆ
Listen. Let us come to know how pH will play a very important role in our day-to-day life. Let me give you some simple example. We all know that an acid which is always present in our mouth. What is that? How acid irutte? It is
Lactic acid.
Lactic acid. Then we also know that its pH how much it will be its pH?
5.5.
It is about 5.5. When we take any food item, again the glucose which is present in that get converted into the acid, alva. Again it is sugar which is present in that get converted into lactic acid, and which increases its pH or decreases. Obviously it increases. If this pH is maintained, that increased pH is maintained for long time, what happens? We start getting the bad smell. That is why we experience that bad smell in the morning. Alva, you take the food in the night, then in the morning, when you take the smell of your mouth, then you feel irritation yourself only. Is it not? It is because of the increase in pH. Acid content concentration is more. So to neutralize that, what you'll go for? We'll go for
Base.
using a base called the toothpaste. So toothpaste, the base present in the toothpaste will neutralize the excess amount of acid which is present in our mouth. So the particular value of pH to be maintained in our mouth, so which will avoid the corrosion of the teeth, and it keeps our teeth healthy. This is one thing. Similarly, when we take food item, it get digested. For digestion, one acid which is present in our stomach is responsible. What is that acid?
HCl.
It is
Hydrochloric acid.
hydrochloric acid. If excess amount of hydrochloric acid is produced in our stomach, what happens? We get pain and also we feel irritation. So to overcome that, to get a relief from that irritation, we will go for using
Antacid.
base called antacids. Antacids use what? That is, these antacids will neutralize the excess amount of acid present in the stomach. And to keep our stomach in a good condition, then what should be the pH of that HCl? It should be 1.4. 1.4 ಇರಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ then you can say that more amount of acid is present in the stomach. Again, I'm telling you that to get relief from that excess amount of HCl, we will go for using the antacids. Which are those antacids? The bases, like you may go for using sodium
Baking soda.
we go for using
Baking soda, sir.
magnesium hydroxide. And in our body, acids and bases will be there, but overall our body acts as an acid, a base, or neutral.
Neutral.
Our body, on an average, it acts as a base. Whether it acts as a strong base or weak base.
Weak base.
Weak base. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, our body works well within the pH range of 7 to
7.8.
ಇಷ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ. 7 to 7.8 ಅಂದ್ರೆ obviously it is very weak base, right? Then and we also experience the pain and irritation when some insects bites, like it may be the ant, it may be the honeybee, right? Do you know why we feel that irritation?
Because of formic acid.
Acid.
Formic acid.
Formic acid.
Yes,
Which
because
is
they
real.
produce or they inject the acid called formic acid, which is also called methanoic acid. What is its chemical formula?
HCOH.
HCOH.
No.
CH3.
Sohail,
HCOH.
HCOOH. It is methanoic acid, also called formic acid. Then what is the immediate remedy to get the relief from that pain?
Applying some base.
Very good. when the ant bites, you just take one red ant and place it on your hand. It bites. You will have the experience of pain and irritation, and it will also it will also start getting swelling in that part. It becomes red. If you want to get the relief from that pain, just you go for applying the paste. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ paste, it contains the base, and that base will neutralize the excess amount of acid which is injected in our body. Got it? And even you can also go for using the baking soda, sodium bicarbonate, which is always present in your home. Alva nodidira?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anytime you have visited your kitchen room, then you can come to know that. Illa antandre you start searching. Okay, and these two home remedy, and similarly in the forest region, one of the plant will grow which has stings, and when we touch that, it will inject the acid, that is formic acid only. That plant is nettle plant. Nettle plant. It will be having the stings. Yeah, at the touch molecule, you feel much pain. You experience the much pain because as this plant injects the acid into our skin. What is the remedy for that? Toothpaste.
Top plant, sir. Rubbing top. Base.
Beside that nettle plant only, one of the plant will grow. It is
Basic
called
plant.
dog plant, which is basic in nature. Dog, D-O-C-K. So, and you just take a leaf of that, then just extract the juice from it and drop on the place where you got that pain and irritation. Or else taking just that leaf, you just go for scrubbing on the place. You get relief because as it is basic in nature, it neutralizes the excess amount of acid which is injected into the skin. Got it? Next, even this pH will also help in good growth of the plant. We all know that all the plants will not grow properly in one type of soil. It will depend on the type of the soil and also pH of the soil. So to get a good crop, you must know the pH of the soil. Then how to test the pH? Test the pH of the soil. Some sand will be, or else whatever the mud will be. It may be acidic in nature or basic in nature. So to know the pH of the soil, we have a simple test. That is, you should go for taking a sample of the soil in the test tube. Then go for adding the distilled water in that. Shake it well. Then both will mix with each other. Then after that, go for filtering and correct the filtrate. Whatever the filtrate is corrected, and this solution is used to know the pH. How? You have to use the universal indicator. It will show the color, and through that color, we can come to know that whether it is acidic in nature or basic in nature. If it is acidic, how strong acid it is. Even if it is base, how strong this base is. If you suppose the soil, it is acidic in nature. You can now test you have tested the pH of the soil. It is close to the pH value 7, 6 or 6.5 Then how do you make this soil fit for growing the plants? ಅದನ್ನ ಈಗ ನಾವು ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಲೈಸ್
By
ಮಾಡಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ
all amount of base.
ಆಸಿಡ್ ಇದೆ So that is why we will go for using ಯಾವುದು?
calcium hydroxide.
Calcium hydroxide ಅನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ. Calcium hydroxide
Weak base.
will be used to make the to neutralize the soil. Okay, excess amount of acid ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ. Even we will also go for using calcium oxide as well. Calcium oxide ನು ಕೂಡ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ as it is basic in nature. Next, another one more information, that is we are very familiar with the fuels like petrol and diesel. What happens when these are burned?
They combust
We release
sulfur dioxide and carbon dioxide.
ಯಾವುದು? ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಡೈಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್, ನೈಟ್ರೋಜನ್ ಡೈಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್, ಸಲ್ಫರ್ ಡೈಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ನಾಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಡೈಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್. ನೀವು ಮತ್ತೆ ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್, ವುಡ್ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಐಟಮ್ಸ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ನೀವು ಬರ್ನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ then it will release carbon dioxide. And we also know that the water vapors will be present, will always be present in the atmosphere. When these gases are released to the atmosphere, they react with the water. What is the reaction? Then when nitrogen dioxide reacts with water, what happens? It produces the compound called
Nitrogen hydroxide.
NO3, nitric acid is released ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. Nitric acid will always be present in the atmosphere if you are burning the petrol or diesel. Not only this, when sulfur dioxide
Sulfurous acid.
reacts with water,
Sulfurous acid.
H2SO3.
it produces sulfurous acid, H2SO3. Then when carbon dioxide reacts with water, it produces
Carbonic acid.
another weak acid called
Carbonic acid.
which is
H2CO3.
CO3. So these acids, these mild acids will always be present in our atmosphere. Then obviously we get the rain. When these acids mix with the rain, do you call that rain as acid rain?
Yes.
Just like now, when the rain, when the acids are mixed in the rain, or the rain which contains the acids is called acid rain anta kaltidivi. But here also pH is responsible. As I said, these acids will always be present in the atmosphere, and these will always mix with the rain. But you cannot consider all that rain as acid rain. Acid rain anta karibekadre, it will be having some pH. You know what is that pH of the rain?
5.5.
Less than 5.6.
5.6.
5.6. 5.6 irutte. If 5.6 ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, then you can say that it is acid
rain.
Got it? Followed. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ you cannot consider this as an acid rain. Then how do you define acid rain? How do you define acid rain?
The rain
Rain
contains
is-
acids.
The rain
Effect of sulfur and nitrogen.
Define ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋ. A rain whose pH is less than 5.6, it is called acid rain. Got it? And the acids that are present in acid rain are nitric acid,
Nitric acid, sulfurous acid,
sulfurous acid, and
Carbonic
carbonic acid. But how these are formed? So these are formed by the burning of fuels. When the fuels are burnt, they release the gases to the atmosphere, like the gases like nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and carbon dioxide. When these will react with the water vapor present in the atmosphere, produces the acids. When these acids mix with the rain whose pH is 5.6 or less than that, then it is called acid rain. Okay. Yes. This is the information about the role of pH in our everyday life. Now you go for writing about it. Write it point wise. Write it point wise. First one. Our stomach produces hydrochloric acid. Our stomach produces hydrochloric acid, which helps in digestion. Acid of pH. Acid of pH 1.4, which helps in digestion. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಏನಾದರೂ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ then you feel irritation. It leads to indigestion also. Next, second one. Our mouth produces acid. Our mouth produces the acid. ಯಾವುದು?
Lactic
Lactic
acid.
Lactic acid.
Mouth produces lactic acid. Lactic acid of pH. Of pH 5.5. 5.5, which keeps the tooth healthy. Which keeps the tooth healthy. Our body works. Our body works.
Since there our mouth produces
It's a-
lactic acid
Our
mostly.
body works within the pH range of
7 to 7.8.
7 to 7.8. Then rain is called an acid rain. Acid rain if its pH is less than 5.6. Less than 5.6. 5.6. Then
Sir, in second
proper
part it is lactic acid, sir.
pH of proper pH of soil is required for healthy growth of a plant. Proper pH of soil is required for healthy growth of plant. Voila. Then right. So let's write about antacids. Antacids. Antacids are a group of mild bases which have no toxic effect on our body. Which have no toxic effect on our body and cures indigestion, and get relief or get rid of the pain, get relief, pain is called antacid. Antacids. Example for antacids. Huh?
Milk of magnesia.
Baking soda.
Milk of magnesia, MgOH twice. It is
Sodium bicarbonate.
magnesium, sodium bicarbonate, NaHCO3, which is also called baking soda.
Magnesium hydroxide.
Baking soda. Regarding acid rain. Regarding acid rain. When the oxides of nitrogen, sulfur, and carbon react with water vapors present in the atmosphere. When the oxides of nitrogen, sulfur, and carbon react with water vapors present in the atmosphere, then the acids are produced. Full stop. When these acids mix with rain, pH less than 5.6, then it is called acid rain. And you have to write the acids which are present in the rain, acid rain. And I'll give them good chemical reaction. It will be easy for understanding now. It is when nitrogen dioxide reacts with water vapors in the atmosphere, produces nitric acid. When sulfur dioxide reacts with water, produces sulfurous acid, H2SO3. Then when carbon dioxide reacts with water, produces the acid called carbonic acid, H2CO3. In bracket you may write the names of these acids also. This is carbonic and this is sulfurous acid, and this is nitric acid. Next, right node. Right. An acid which is secreted by an ant when it bites us. ಯಾವುದು?
Formic acid.
Methanoic acid. Right. An acid which is secreted by an ant is formic acid. Formic acid, also called
Methanoic acid.
acid. Methanoic. METHANOIC. Methanoic acid. And write the chemical formula of this. It is HCOOH. HCOOH. Then an acid secreted by the nettle plant. ಯಾವುದು? Same one, formic acid. And acid which is secreted by nettle plant. It is again formic acid. Then remedy for that, a dog
plant.
which is basic in nature. It should be taken and should be rubbed to the place where we get the pain. Remedy is rubbing with the leaf of basic plant called dock. DOC. Then another point, how to neutralize the acidic soil?
By adding calcium hydroxide or calcium oxide.
Right. Acidic soil can be neutralized by adding calcium hydroxide, CaOH twice. It is slaked lime. Now, how do you test the pH of the soil?
By adding dilute water in the sample of soil and
By
adding
obtaining
it
the
to universal indicator.
filtrate from a soil which is mixed in water, then it should be tested with universal indicator. So, right now, pH of soil can be tested as follows. How do you test the pH of the soil? How do you determine the pH of the soil? Very simple. Take few steps. First one is take a sample of soil in the test tube. First one. Sorry, put comma. And little amount of water. Better to take distilled water. Amount of distilled water. Water into 8. First, shake it well. Shake it well. Well, to mix the contents. To mix the contents. Shake it well to mix the contents. Next. Next. Filter it by using filter paper. By using filter paper. Then test the filtrate. Filtrate by using it is
Universal indicator.
Universal indicator which shows different colors and different pH values. This is how pH of soil is determined. This is how pH of soil is determined. And you also know one thing that to keep the milk fresh, so milkman will go for adding a chemical compound. Yavado?
Baking soda.
Baking soda.
It is baking soda. Why it is to be added?
To avoid the spoilage of milk.
It is to be it is to be added for keeping the
Milk for longer time.
milk fresh for a longer time. But how it happens? Milk will always be in the action with the bacteria. Due to this, more amount of lactic acid is produced. When more amount of lactic acid is produced, it will set it to the curd. Or it get spoiled. So as the excess amount of lactic acid is produced, to neutralize that, you'll go for adding baking soda. It is also there in my notes as well. Okay. So with this, the chapter has been complete. Chapter has been completed. Next we can focus on mathematics. Whether we shall go for I think triangle only is first term.
Sir, it is for first terms.
Yes, sir.
Huh? Triangle is there for first term as well.
Yes, sir.
Then we can move on to triangle chapter. And one more information, today evening you'll be having the periodical test. Periodical test, the syllabus I have already told you. In science, what are the chapters we have covered? We have covered
Chemical reactions and equations.
light, reflection and refraction. In chemistry, chemical reactions and equations, as well as
Acid base
vapor,
structures.
and form. These three chapters will be given. My intention is to make you to recall the concepts. Got it? I'll prepare you for the examination in a different way. I should make you to recall the concepts. So question paper will be prepared, has been prepared in such a way. So test timing, it is from 6 to 7:30. And those who are coming here, you all should write the test here only. 6 to 7:30. And others, obviously, the online only. So with this, let us stop the class. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you,
you,
sir.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye.